So this is what I would advocate for new construction if I was building a house right now. Essentially, the clear gravel under the slab that's in the code, while it provides a good medium for airflow initially, we know from testing that's been done that when we're pulling air through clear gravel or pulling air at all below the slab, we actually suck air from outside and it comes under the footings. And we determined that by running smoke tests. So as you're pulling air through the clear gravel, invariably you're sucking some element of particulate. And that particulate over time will fill the voids in the gravel. So while day one you've got great communication below the slab, there's no guarantee that that continues over time. And in fact, in Europe, where they have been doing sub-slab depressurization for coming on 40 years, they do very little of that now because they recognize that the airflow below the slab diminishes. So with Radon Guard, it's a structural sub-slab insulation panel. It creates a much better airflow. It's got 1.5 inch voids between the legs, creates a much better airflow below the slab, while at the same time insulating the slab. And there's a couple of tests that came out this year that were independent. The NRC at the beginning of July released a study at the International Indoor Air Quality Conference in Brussels, where they tested at their facility in Ottawa last year the cooling effect on the slab of drawing air through the gravel during the heating season. And they determined that for every 4 weeks during the heating season that you draw air through the gravel below the slab cools at a rate of 2 degrees C. So in a 5-month heating season, that's a 10 degrees C temperature drop on the slab. So the heat loss in the house or building is immense at that point, right? Health Canada study, and again in July this year, they mitigated with definitely one of the top mitigation professionals in the country, 52 homes, existing homes in the National Capital Region, drew air below the slab through the gravel. 12 months later, they could get back into 40 of the homes, and 3 of the homes already had the radon levels were elevated again. The communication had failed already after 1 year. So we know over time that communication under the slab diminishes through gravel. So they had to go back in and add additional suction points to get that back up. So, when you look at the longevity or the lifespan of sucking air through the gravel, we know that that's going to diminish over time. The cooling of the slab. The third element is nowhere in Canada are we mandated to test our quarries for radon. And where does radon come from? If we go back to the earlier part of the presentation, uranium. Uranium's present in rock, almost all rock. So invariably in certain areas, we could be trucking in radon into sites in the gravel where we wouldn't otherwise have radon. The only country in the world testing their quarries right now, mandatory testing, is Germany. And they use the radon-rich gravel for road work, and they use the non-radon-rich gravel for construction. So.